Getting girls is easier than it seems. You've just been doing it all wrong. Certain rules guide how every human should approach different situations in life. Although many of these rules are unwritten, it's important to know them to avoid going about things the wrong way. So in this video, we'll be sharing 3 rules every guy must know on how to get girls. If you are considering leaving this video, it's best you rethink your choices because you need these tips more than you know. Still in doubt? Just make sure to watch till the very end. If you go through social media these days, you'll see several posts of men complaining about how it's so tough to attract girls. Some say it's even harder to keep the girls. And out of spite, most of them spend their days lamenting about how women are gold diggers and don't really want to stay faithful. Never do they consider the fact that they could be the problem. But since there are guys out there attracting the right set of women and have no problem keeping these women satisfied, they ought to ask the question, what exactly do they do differently? The simple answer is they follow the 3 golden rules. So, what are they? The first thing to do is to invest in yourself. Many men these days go about looking shabby and unkempt. It's a pandemic. They don't put in effort to look good and approachable. They are oblivious to the fact that the better you look, the more women you attract. Gone are the days when women were not the only ones who groomed themselves, but now many men associate nonchalance about physical appearance to being cool. No one is saying you should spend hours getting ready, but do the bare minimum. Invest in your physical appearance. Well-styled hair, fresh skin, perfect nails, a good outfit, and most importantly, a good scent go a long way in making you more attractive. Also, visiting the gym once or twice to get in good shape won't hurt. Do anything within your means to look better than before. This is because if you're lacking, it might be quite difficult to get any woman. And before you know it, you'll be on social media lamenting about the evils of women. So if you don't want that, you know what to do. Besides physical appearance, a man should also invest in himself by searching for ways to get better in all aspects. Attend beneficial classes or workshops to gain more skills or enhance your skills. Women want men who are dependable and are constantly searching for means to grow. So, a man's chances of getting a girl get higher when he is working towards becoming a better version of himself. For instance, you meet up with a girl and during your conversation, you tell her about all the numerous things you're currently working on to make you a better person. There's a good chance that her interest in you increases by 10% merely by hearing you talk about it. What do you think would happen if she gets to know you better and sees up close that you're actually doing all the things you discussed? You know the answer. So invest in your physical appearance and also in your overall growth to get the woman you desire. Now that you've digested the first rule, let's move on to the next. The second rule on how to get a girl is being independent. When you hear this, what automatically comes to mind is financial stability. But in reality, being independent is more than having money or having your own home. Being independent also entails being firm in one's choices and being responsible for one's actions. Of course, it's common knowledge that women are attracted to men who can stand on their 2 feet. Men who take charge of their finances and can afford to splurge on their women are always a big catch, but women also appreciate confident men, a man who can easily own up to his decisions and is not easily swayed by external influences. To become such a man, you must be very comfortable in your own skin. You shouldn't be a person who is constantly in search of validation. This will help you weigh your options properly before making a decision. If you seek validation, there's a good chance that you will always do things to please people rather than what would actually benefit you, and no woman wants a people pleaser. She only wants you to please her and no one else. Because men who go around to please people are hardly reliable. Put that in mind. And as for financial stability, there are several books and videos on how to achieve that, but we'll share a few tips here. First, make sure to do what you enjoy. Many people make career choices based on the amount of money they believe they'll earn, not because they are passionate about it. To be honest, many who follow this path achieve financial success, but they end up being drained and unhappy, which is not good for one's mental state. So, it's better to go for something you are passionate about and maximize all you do to ensure financial stability. Another good finance tip is to be an investor. You recognize a smart money man by the number of profitable investments he has. He doesn't just spend his money or save his money without investing a percentage of it. The more you invest, the more your sources of income and automatically the more your wealth increases. So invest in profitable ventures to make you financially stable enough to attract several women and also be independent in all ramifications. Now that we have discussed 2 of the rules, We're certain you can't wait to find out the last, but right before we jump into the last one, if you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. So, let's move ahead to the last rule. The last, but definitely not the least, is be charismatic. Being charismatic is a very powerful tool to attract ladies. Women are instantly attracted to men whose presence commands respect. They are thrilled by the idea of being affiliated with such a man that you won't have to do too much to get a lady. To be charismatic, you must have checked all the boxes earlier mentioned, because the only reason anyone would turn around for a shabby-looking man is to check where the odor is coming from. So, if you are well-groomed, financially stable, and confident, it's easier to be charismatic. No one is born with charisma. You have to develop yourself into a man who draws the attention of everyone whenever you enter a room, and here are a few tricks to achieve this level of masculinity. The first thing to do is to talk less and listen more. When you say only a few words and spend a good part of the conversation listening, it makes you more mysterious and intriguing. Now, no one is saying you should only say 2 words throughout the conversation. That can be really frustrating for women, as they immediately assume you're not interested. But if you respond appropriately, question them about their life, and listen without interrupting, you automatically get a spot on the top of the list. Another thing to do is to look girls in the eye when talking to them. When you look people in the eye while talking, not only do you convey your message better, you also ooze confidence, and that's a trait women find very attractive. Everyone's nature is indeed different, and some tend to be a bit chatty, but to get girls, make sure you don't bore her with a bunch of nothing. It's a fact that discussing intriguing topics shows you're smart, and that's an attractive trait, but ensure you don't bore her with unnecessary details. Just give her enough to make her curious about you. Another trait of a charismatic man is that he's not unnecessarily clingy. He lets the person he approaches know exactly what he wants and walks away when he is turned down. He might push a little bit when he sees that the girl is not sure of what she wants, but not to the extent of becoming a nuisance. This last part is really important because many people forget that checking all the boxes would mean everyone would be attracted to you. Some might be attracted to you and might not be ready to take the next step, so know when to accept your L's and move on to the next. However, one thing is certain. If you do all that has been mentioned, you'll become a ladies' magnet, and you'll have to filter out the ones you don't want to associate with. So, are you willing to follow these rules? Or have you been getting ladies without these rules? Let us know in the comments section. Be sure to also check out this video over here. Be